Hi, I'm Wendy Gardiner and this is the Craft Academy. I'm going to show you how to do twin needle quilting. Now quilting with a quilter's guide is fantastic because you get lovely parallel rows. So I'll show you how to use the quilting guide. But add a twin needle and you've got something really special. You get two perfectly parallel rows of stitching at the same time. And because you use the quilting guide, they are also in parallel rows in themselves. Let me show you what I mean. Now the guide will come a long pole with a hook or a lower bit on the right hand side. Sometimes you get them on the left as well. This pops into the back of your foot. There'll be a hole. They're often used with walking feet as well. So I've drawn a diagonal line down my fabric which I'm going to stitch. So first off I just stitched down that diagonal line. Just going to make sure I've got a straight stitch. So for my next row of stitching, I'm going to make sure that that guide is running between my two parallel rows that I've just done. Now the distance you have it from the needle is entirely up to you because it pushes along the back and it can push further or closer to the needle. I'm watching the guide, not the needle. And I do it again. Again, the guide runs down between those two parallel rows. And now to do the other side, I start again with that centre one. When you're using a twin needle, you thread two threads through the top using your spare spindle, which will either fit in a little hole on the machine or it will fit onto the bobbin. Thread them both through together, but when you get to just above the needle, there's a little hook. Put one through the hook and one you leave loose, and that way they won't tangle above the needle. So having gone that way, all the way across with lovely, perfectly parallel rows, I can now draw diagonally across the other way and start again to get my grid. So I'll end up with a grid like this. On the reverse of it, you will see that the bobbin thread does a little zigzag because of course there's only one thread in the bobbin, so that's got to go between those two top threads. So the reverse is a little zigzag, and on the top you have this lovely grid pattern, and it works so well on quilted items. If you're making oven gloves, cosmetic bags or anything like that, really lovely quick way of decorating your fabric. Having stitched across one way, I've now turned it diagonally and done it again. So I've now got this lovely diamond grid. It's a really lovely way to decorate fabrics when you're doing quilting or other small projects like bags, oven gloves, etc.